The Invite is one of the best movies of the year so far, and this movie has to be seen in a cinema just like Obsession.
Hi. Hi, come in.
The audience reactions, the laughter, the feeling of seeing this movie around other people will only heighten your experience. It's one of the funniest movies that I've seen in years, and as I said before, just go and see this movie in a cinema. Now, this is Olivia Wilde's third feature as a director, and she does a really good job here. The movie follows Joe, played by Seth Rogen, as well as Angela, brought to life by Olivia Wilde, and they are a married couple. And their marriage is hanging by a thread. You can feel this in the opening moments of the movie, and you can feel this throughout the movie. But they decide to invite their sexually charged neighbors over for dinner, which is the worst thing that they could have done. And the night spirals from there. It's all out chaos from there, but it's so much fun to watch. As you would expect, Seth Rogen leads the charge when it comes to the comedy here. He's brilliant. His line delivery is on point, his physical comedy and comedic timing all land. But beneath the comedy and beneath the laughter, there's a quietly devastating performance here of a man who's both lost and stuck in his marriage as well as within himself, which means that the recovery for his marriage and the recovery within himself is all the more strenuous and difficult. And the rest of the acting cast also deliver. You've got Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton, who serve as this comedic double act, but they shift into something far more sinister and seductive and sensual and mysterious, which is also emotionally complex. And you can really feel that the entire acting cast, or the four members of the acting cast, were having such a good time making this movie. And Olivia Wilde is superb as Angela. She really brings an eccentric nature to Angela's character, which never feels overplayed. And I think this is helped by the vulnerability of Angela and the desperation of the character. It really feels as though Olivia Wilde poured personal experiences into this movie, whether it's as a woman or somebody that's been in relationships or someone that's been married. And it adds a layer of integrity and sort of a grounded nature to the story being told. The pacing of the movie is great because there was never a time where I was bored or I was thinking, when is this movie going to come to an end? I was always intrigued as to what would happen next. And then you've got Olivia Wilde's filmmaking, which is at such a high level. This movie takes place in one apartment, but due to the blocking of the actors and the framing of certain shots, you really get to feel the physical and emotional distance between Joe and Angela in their marriage and the physical distance between the two characters. You can really feel the lack of intimacy, togetherness, and trust between Joe and Angela, which is contrasted with the freedom, the togetherness, and the passion of Peanut and Hawk, played by Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton. The visual storytelling only aids the conversations that we get to hear take place in the movie. And so, beneath the comedy and the wittiness and the laughter, this is a story about communication, honesty, and the need to be desired and wanting to desire. It's a story about how people slowly but surely drift away and the emotional consequences of the unsaid in relationships. But more importantly, I want to know your thoughts. Have I piqued your interest about The Invite? Will you be going to see the movie in the cinema? Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments.